If you're just waking up with us, breaking news in the East Bay. A vegetation fire is burning near the Antioch Marina. At last check, the fire had spread to 13 acres. Right now, no boats have been damaged, but the flames are inching closer.
A big rig jackknife spilling more than 100 gallons of fuel overnight. It happened around 1 this morning on westbound 580 in Dublin. Right now, 4 lanes are still closed as crews clean up the mess. We don't know if anyone was hurt or when those lanes are expected to reopen.
Americans seeking unemployment aid fell last week to 498,000. Claims fell by 92,000 from the week before. This is the lowest point since the pandemic began over a year ago. It's down significantly from its peak of 900,000 in January. Good morning, everyone. It's 6:30 on Thursday, May 6th. I'm Michelle Griego.
And I'm Lynn Keys. Good morning. We begin with that breaking news out of Antioch, and we just got new video from the scene.
We did, and some new information about the challenges firefighters have been dealing with there this morning. But let's take a look at this new video coming in. This is from the Antioch Harbor, the Antioch Marina. So far, this fire has spread to about 13 acres, and at last word, it was threatening boats there. You can see it burning very closely to some, but is not yet spread to any, which is good because those boats are very densely packed in there. The Contra Costa Fire Department has been battling this for about 3 hours. Those flames have been visible for miles, fueled by some very dry brush in that area, and downed PG&E lines were apparently slowing firefighter response after this fire broke out at about 3 this morning. There's also a homeless encampment nearby, and firefighters have been working to keep those flames away from anything there. This is at One Marina Place, if you're familiar with it, just east of the Antioch Harbor there on the San Joaquin River. So no estimate on how much damage has been caused. Hopefully most of it just sticking with the land there rather than the property, but it is a very quickly evolving situation. We're going to keep our eye on it throughout the rest of the broadcast. And in the meantime, Mary has a look at your weather forecast. Luckily, it has not been too windy out there, making it difficult for firefighters.
Yeah, some good news, and just checked current conditions, keeping a close eye on the weather conditions in the Antioch area, and higher humidity out there, and also looking at just a light breeze, so that should help firefighters trying to get a handle on that vegetation fire in Antioch. Well, here is a live look with our Suture Cam looking east. We have that fog, and high above the fog, a beautiful sunrise with Mount Diablo there, but an onshore flow kicking in for us, and with it, we are looking at cooler temperatures. So a dry cold front pushing through, and that means cooler temperatures for today. All right, let's check in with Gianna with the latest on a traffic alert this morning.
Yeah, it is still a big mess. This is westbound 580 just as you approach that 680 Dublin interchange. I want to show you exactly what CHP is dealing with. The crash happened overnight right around 1:30 this morning, and it's been out there for, about 5 hours now. They've got all lanes blocked with the exception of that right lane, that bypass lane. It was a jackknife big rig. The big rig hit the center divide, and you've got a large fuel spill in lanes as well. So no word yet from CHP as to when lanes will reopen. You can see it's a big mess out there. In fact, I want to jump over to our maps really quick and show you how bad the backup is. Delays at least from Fallon. Your travel time now 75 minutes from 205 over towards 680. Michelle.
Gianna, thank you. A coronavirus crisis continues overseas. In India, there are now more than 20 million confirmed coronavirus cases. Nearly half of all new COVID cases reported worldwide last week were in India. The country's death toll rose by a record 3,780 on Wednesday, and there have been 14 days straight of more than 300,000 new cases. In Nepal, cases are skyrocketing, leading to fears the outbreak could mimic India's. Beds are running out, and dozens of medical staff are infected with COVID-19 as Nepal's fragile health system struggles to cope. In Indonesia, millions are traveling for the Eid holiday despite a domestic travel ban about to be enforced. Long lines of cars were seen near the border of the West and Central Java provinces. The travel restrictions will be in place until May 17th.
In a major decision, the Biden administration announced yesterday it supports easing patent rules on COVID vaccines. The move could potentially expand global supply of vaccines and narrow the gap between rich and poor nations.
It was a statement that put people over patents. It was about leading in the world and helping producing what the world needed at a time of unprecedented crisis.
It's not a done deal, though. Members of the World Trade Organization have to unanimously agree, and that could take months. But health experts say it's a step in the right direction. New studies published this week suggest the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine is highly effective at protecting against variants of COVID-19. The studies found it was close to 90% effective preventing infection of the UK variant and about 75% effective at preventing infection of the South African variant. And this just in, Moderna says its vaccine is 96% effective in 12 to 17-year-olds. The company CEO says the shot was well tolerated in that age group with no serious safety concerns. Right now, the double dose is only approved for people over 18.
New this morning, South Bay Congressman Ro Khanna weighing in on Facebook's decision to keep banning former President Donald Trump.
If a court finds that there is speech that is inciting violence, that's actually going to lead to a threat that's actionable, then I think the court should be able to order these social media sites to take it down. That's not the current law.
Mr. Trump was banned back in January for posts some say encourage rioters to attack the U.S. Capitol. The Oversight Board says Facebook must review the issue in the next 6 months. Trump responding to the decision, calling it a, quote, total disgrace.
Happening today in San Jose, a lawsuit is set to be filed against Google, accusing the company of violating privacy rights. The suit alleges that Google secretly collects and sells users' personal information. The law firm has been tracking alleged violations for months. It says the tech giant secretly tracks consumers on the web and sells the information in auctions for ads. We've reached out to Google for comment and have yet to hear back. Going live now to Wall Street at 6:35. The market opening just minutes ago. The Dow is up just a bit, about 30 or so points. This morning, Uber is reporting that its first quarter bookings rose despite weak demand for rides. The growth is thanks to its food delivery service. Uber's bookings grew 24% year over year to $19.5 billion in the 3 months by the end of March. $12.5 billion came from its food delivery demand. Uber Eats now accounts for nearly 2/3 of total bookings.
On a road to recovery after a long 6 months, San Francisco is now officially back in the yellow tier.
And many businesses that have been shuttered for months can finally open their doors once again.
And this morning, our very own Kit Doe is at the Church of 8 Wheels in San Francisco, living it up and making up for all that last time. Look at him go.
Yes. Those are skills.
Oh my God. I got this, my Apple Watch says I've burned almost 300 calories this morning. Isn't that great?
Hey, that's good.
All right, so we spoke with one longtime member here. He says that this is not just a roller skating rink. This is basically a community center because there's a lot of people here who have been craving for this. And so, yes, today, the first time in the yellow tier in 6 months, that is since November. And they put their word out and people showed up. They were here at 5:30 a.m. and just trying to release a lot of pent-up energy. We heard cheering and laughing, something that you just have not heard a lot of in the past 14 months. Alrighty, so here is a quick rundown of everything that is able to open today under the yellow tier. We're talking about indoor bars, breweries, and wineries at 25% capacity. 8 people now allowed per table at the restaurants. Ice skating, roller skating rinks, arcades, golf playgrounds at 50% capacity. Mini golf, pool halls, bowling alleys, 50% capacity. Libraries, 50% capacity as well. Saunas, steam rooms, and indoor hot tubs can open up for the first time at 25% capacity. Outdoor small gatherings now can expand to 75 people with some mask rules, of course. Indoors now 50% capacity or 50 people limited there. Masks are required unless, of course, everybody is vaccinated. And then most other categories will expand accordingly if they are already open. Joining me now is David Miles III. You are the son of the owner of this, David Miles. You were trying to keep the skating community alive, connected, open during this pandemic. How'd you do that?
I think it's just seeing what it is that made it so special for everybody, being able to gather and do something that we all love to do that's safe and fun and skating. Going out to Golden Gate Park, to the original skating place that we had out there, bringing the music out there, and just letting everybody know that we're going to keep it out there safe and we're going to have a good time. And just keeping everybody connected together, keeping them posted so they know that what day we are going to open. And finally we reached that day, so we're finally here. You know,
I saw them doing a train, and I just heard pure joy, laughing, just, giggling. That's just something that we haven't heard a lot of in this past year.
Most definitely. When I think of all the skaters that I've been spending a lot of time with, when you think of the original name, Church of 8 Wheels, it's because we were all going to skate on a Sunday, and it all brought joy to our faces. And so being able to do that on a Sunday, Friday, Saturday, now we can do that every day. It's something that's definitely gave us a lot of high hopes moving forward.
So San Francisco first in the yellow tier for the Bay Area. You want to do a little bragging right now at this point to the other counties?
I mean, I don't know if it's bragging, but definitely keeping in line with San Francisco and trying to be at the forefront of making sure that everything's safe. We've tried to make sure that we comply with all the rules and all the guidelines that they had for us. And so now that we're open, we have our cleaning systems around. We got all the lights around to make sure that everything's going to be clean and safe for everybody. So we're definitely excited to be open.
All right, why don't you close it out? Show me some moves here. This is David Miles III. Look at this. Yeah, so the owner tells me that he wasn't supposed to open today, but it's probably the worst kept secret in San Francisco that it's going to be open today. I mean, how can you not, right? So, yeah. David, thank you very much, man. We'll send it back to you.
You can do that, right, Michelle?
Yeah, no, I want Kit to do that. That's a spin.
Come on, Kit, and go.
All right, I only got a few moves. That's it. That's all I got.
We'll
That's
take
all I got.
it.
That's all I got.
Bad.
It's not bad. Better than I could do. All right,
I'll
Kit.
give you 8s across the board.
Yes. Have fun out there. Thanks. Time now is 6:39.
Coming up in our live Money Watch report, the window closing on the Paycheck Protection Program. Why over $8 billion sitting untouched, and who it's earmarked for.
And we've got new video of that fire burning in the East Bay. Acres of vegetation burning, threatening the Antioch Marina. The breaking updates when we come back.
It is 6:43. We continue to follow that breaking news out of the East Bay. We just got this new video from the scene of a vegetation fire near the Antioch Marina. You can see those flames up close there. That 13-acre blaze sparked around 3 this morning. And we have some good news from firefighters out there. They say the fire has not spread to boats in the marina, but we did get also word just now that the fire is out and they are just mopping up right now. So lots of progress within the last few minutes.
This just in, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has signed new voting restrictions into law. The measure adds new hurdles to voting by mail and restricts the use of drop boxes. The governor said this measure promotes integrity and transparency. Critics say it makes it harder for people, especially people of color, to cast their vote. Going live to the White House, President Biden will be traveling today to Louisiana as part of the Getting America Back on Track tour. He's expected to pitch his infrastructure and jobs proposal. His next stop will be in New Orleans to talk about federal investments in water projects.
The Paycheck Protection Program about to expire, plus this week's jobless claims dipping below 500,000. Diane King Hall has a live update from New York. Diane, good morning.
Good morning, Lynn. I'm going to give you a quick check on the market action first before we get into the latest job market numbers. So trading's been underway for a little more than 10 minutes, and you got a mixed market in the early action. Let's take a look at where the Dow is. Right now, it is on the plus side by 38 points. Over in the tech sector, the Nasdaq is under a little bit of pressure right now, down 36 points. S&P 500 a little flat, down just 3. There is more progress in the job market. According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly jobless claims fell by 92,000 to 498,000. That was better than expected and a pandemic-era low. Tomorrow, we will get the monthly jobs report. Economists are predicting that nearly 1 million jobs were added last month. And the Paycheck Protection Program, meant to help small businesses ravaged by the pandemic, has practically run dry. The program officially ends at the end of the month. Just $8 billion remains, but it's earmarked for businesses run by women, minorities, and other underserved communities. Right now, it's unclear if lawmakers will approve another round of money. Len.
All right, Diane King Hall of CBSMoneyWatch.com. Thank you. Well, a big happy birthday to a Giants legend. Today is Willie Mays' 90th birthday. Mays, the oldest living member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He has some impressive stats. During his career, he had more than 660 home runs, stroked more than 3,200 hits, and drove in more than 1,900 runs. He also earned 12 Gold Gloves and was a 2-time National League Most Valuable Player. Well, this could be another reason for football fans to get vaccinated.
And the NFL just announced that fully vaccinated fans could win free tickets to the next Super Bowl. The league is giving away 50 tickets to fans who share the story on why they got vaccinated or will soon get vaccinated. Each winner will receive a pair of Super Bowl tickets. Super Bowl 56 is slated to be played at Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles on February 13th. 2022. Let's get another check on our morning commute with Gianna. How's it looking out there now? Still a traffic alert, huh?
Yeah, still that traffic alert. It's been out there since about 1:30 this morning. This is a big rig crash where the big rig hit the center divide, it then jackknife. We've got a large fuel spill in lanes as well. So no ETA as to when things will reopen. This is westbound 580, right as you approach that 680 connector, right at the Dublin interchange. And looking at our maps, speeds down to about 6 miles per hour. That's because all the lanes are shut down except for the one that is that right bypass lane. So you only have that option as you get a little closer to 680 there. That's that far right lane as you connect onto 680. You can get onto 680 to try to get back to 580. That may help you just a bit depending on where you're headed this morning. But we've got all those brake lights coming out of the Altamont Pass as well, with a travel time now at 82 minutes to go from 205 over towards 680. So if you can leave a little later today, if you're taking that area, if you can use an alternate, that would be your best bet right now. Things certainly slow and no word yet from CHP as to when lanes will reopen. If you're headed over towards the Snow Grade, you can still use Isabel 84, which turns into Vallecillos Road as you connect over onto 680, but still very sluggish there. Also, things are starting to ease up just a little bit south 680 right after Treat Boulevard. That's where we had a big rig fire. All lanes have been opened. The fire is out. All the activity over to the shoulder. So things still slow, but definitely improving for that ride out of Concord into Pleasant Hill. Westbound 4 busy as well. Westbound 80, we've got a crash near the metering lights at the Bay Bridge with the metering lights on. It is 6:48. Here's Mary with the latest on the drought.
Yeah, Gianna, I want to get right to the latest drought information. A new drought update that was just released just about an hour ago, and it shows that the entire Bay Area is now under an extreme drought. This is not good news as we look ahead to our summer and wildfire season. Everything is just so dry out there. So again, released just about an hour ago, the latest drought information puts the entire Bay Area under an extreme drought. Here is a live look with our San Francisco camera. You can see that gray start to our day. We have those clouds, we have areas of fog. So a change for us, that onshore flow kicking in, and that means cooler temperatures for today. So we are in the 40s and 50s this morning. So we have clouds, we have areas of fog with that stronger sea breeze and a dry cold front cooling us down for today and for tomorrow, but warming right back up as we look to our weekend. So here we go as we head through the afternoon, a cool day with those clouds along the coast in the mid to upper 50s, around the Bay 60s, and inland after the 80s and 90s yesterday, now down to the 70s. So we're back down to where we should be for this time of year. So that dry cold front bringing those cooler temperatures for today. Let's show you futurecast winds as we take you hour by hour. You can see those strong westerly winds for today, and that strong sea breeze will continue as we look to your Friday. So cooling it down today and tomorrow as we end out our work week. For the South Bay we go, 73 in Santa Clara, San Jose, 78 for Morgan Hill this afternoon. As we look to the East Bay, 77 Concord, as well as for Pleasant Hill. Now still looking at the low 80s for you in Fairfield, Antioch, and Brentwood. The Tri-Valley low to mid 70s later on this afternoon, and around the Bay, a cool 60 in San Francisco, 59 in Daly City, mid 60s for you in Alameda, and for Oakland, San Leandro in the upper 60s. The North Bay low to mid 70s, 75 in Santa Rosa, and looking at 77 for a high in Napa this afternoon, 77 for Windsor. Here we go with that extended forecast and what you can expect. A cooler day today and tomorrow. Temps rebound. We're going to warm things up Saturday and for Sunday for Mother's Day. And we will continue to watch our temperatures climb into early next week. Back to you.
Thank you, Mary. Graduation season is upon us. So here at KPIX 5, we are celebrating our Bay Area grads all month long. A big congrats to Isabel Crowhurst. Isabel is from Petaluma, but graduating from nursing school at Lincoln Memorial University in Tennessee. And get this, she's the only California girl in her class, representing Cali pretty well.
Oh, yes.
Congrats to you.
Send a photo of your grad to 2021grads@cbs.com or tag KPIX on social media. No professional photos, please, and be sure to include their name, city, and a little about them. And you may see them on TV.
Straight ahead on KPIX 5 and streaming on CBSN Bay Area, a breaking update from an overnight fire in the East Bay, how close it got to the Antioch Marina.
Plus, a jackknifed big rig spills fuel all over 580. We're now on hour 6 of the cleanup, the traffic mess causing headaches this morning.
And San Francisco is in the yellow tier. First time in the Bay Area. We've got a live report from the Church of Eight Wheels in the city.
And streaming today on CBSN Bay Area, bad eating habits thanks to the pandemic. We talked to a local doctor about how you can break those habits. Plus, people inside prisons react to the Derek Chauvin verdict. Watch at KPIX.com or on the KPIX app. We'll be right back at 6:51.
I'm Ann Makovic at the live news desk with the latest on that grass fire at the Antioch Marina. It is now under control after burning about 13 acres. And at one point it was threatening boats there, but firefighters were able to keep it at a safe distance from them, as well as a homeless encampment nearby. But some downed PG&E lines slowed down firefighter response after this broke out at about 3 this morning. The flames were visible for miles, fueled by some very dry brush in the area. So this morning, firefighters are going to be on scene all day to make sure none of these hot spots there reignite. At this point, no word on the cause. Len and Michelle.
6:55 right now. Time for a look at this morning's other top stories.
A big rig jackknife spilling more than 100 gallons of fuel overnight. It happened around 1 this morning on westbound 580 in Dublin. Right now, 4 lanes are still closed as crews clean up the mess. We don't know if anyone was hurt or when the lanes are expected to reopen. Police are working to track down a gunman after a fatal shooting in San Jose. Investigators say 2 men were shot last night on East Santa Clara Street. 1 victim died. The motive still unclear. The CDC is predicting a sharp drop in COVID-19 cases and deaths by the end of July if more people are vaccinated. It's possible the number of weekly deaths drops to fewer than 300 by July. This is according to new research.
Going live to Wall Street now. Let's take a look at the big board. The Dow's up about 68 points right now. New numbers this morning show jobless claims fell under 500,000 for the first time since the pandemic began. Last week, 498,000 Americans filed for unemployment. A live look at SFO, where a new drive-through COVID testing site is now available. All airline passengers have access to the test for $90. Results take 24 hours. There is an express option for $150 with results back in 12 hours.
I'm Kit Doe. We're live at the Church of 8 Wheels in San Francisco, where they opened up the doors for the first time today under the yellow tier, and a big crowd just happened to show up. Here is a quick rundown of everything that can open under the yellow tier in San Francisco, which, by the way, is the first to do so in the Bay Area. We've got indoor bars, breweries, wineries at 25% capacity. 8 people now allowed per table at restaurants, ice skating, roller skating rinks, arcades, golf, playgrounds, 50% capacity, mini golf, pool halls, bowling alleys, 50% capacity, libraries as well. Saunas, steam rooms, indoor hot tubs, 25% capacity. That's the first time for them. Outdoor small gatherings can expand to 75 people with certain mask rules. Indoors can now go to 50%. 50 people limit. Masks are required unless, of course, everybody is vaccinated. And most other categories will expand their capacity since they are already open. So, Church of 8 Wheels out here. They were not planning on opening until tomorrow, but the owner just could not help himself. I asked him, are you going to open up today? He said, maybe, just keep it kind of quiet, So this is probably the worst kept secret in San Francisco right now. But this is just a joyous time out here in the roller skating rink. And we're live in San Francisco. Kit Doe, KPIX 5.
That's impressive, Kit. Nicely done. All right, taking a look at the roadways right now. It's not a good look on westbound 580. Unfortunately, we've got major delays due to this big rig crash. Lanes are still blocked as you work your way towards the Dublin interchange with an 83-minute travel time now to go from 205 over towards 680. We'll continue to update you on this all morning long. Westbound 80 is starting to get busy, as well as westbound 4. And I want to jump over to get a live look here at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, where we're starting to see a bit of a backup here as well. This is as you work your way westbound out of the East Bay into the Marin County side. We've got a slow ride near the toll plaza. Reports of some construction possibly in this area causing some extra busy conditions. Mary?
Jen, I want to get right to this breaking news. Now, the entire Bay Area is under an extreme drought. The latest drought monitor released just this morning. This is not good news, as everything is just so dry out there as we look ahead to our summer and wildfire season. We're starting off our day with those clouds and areas of fog, that coastal stratus pushing inland in spots. We're in the 40s and 50s this morning, and a cooler day with an onshore flow and a dry cold front. So looking at mid to upper 50s along the coast, 60s around the bay, and 70s from many locations inland. So a cooler day today and for tomorrow. We're going to warm things up as we look ahead to Saturday and for Sunday for Mother's Day. And we will continue to watch our temperatures climb as we look to early next week. But pretty alarming to see the entire Bay Area now under an extreme drought.
Yeah, we wish we saw some rain in that forecast, Mary.
I know it.
No dice. All right. Thanks so much. And thanks for watching KPIX 5 News this morning. And don't forget, the news continues all day on CBSN Bay Area.
And as we leave you, let's go back out live to Church of 8 Wheels in San Francisco as the city turns yellow and people will hop on those skates. CBS This Morning is coming up next. Have a great day, everyone.